Hey, what's up? Husman here. And as some of you guys might know, and I've talked about a few videos ago, said I was wanting to start with Eurorack and then starting more specifically with modular synthesis. And a few videos ago my case came, and then a video later my cables came. But today, finally we're gonna have a look at the first 3 modules that I've bought, which is the mutable instrument plates or plates or something in between. It's a really weird name. I also got the IntelliGel Quad VCA, and the last module that I've bought is the IntelliGel Micro Jack. So in my understanding of my little few things that I've learned about in the internet is that you need to look at the Eurorack as like your whole complete synthesizer, like every little compartment from a filter to an ADSR to a reverb. So I thought, let's start with the sound source with a VCO, a voltage controlled oscillator. And then I need something to make the volume go up and down, which is a VCA. It's a voltage controlled attenuator, which basically tells the oscillator to go louder in volume or less loud in volume. And the third thing I thought I needed something to make it audible. So something where I could bring it to my computer to record it. And I've actually learned that modular or analog sounding things are much louder in volume than digital sounding things. So I thought this was a great setup for me to start with, and I thought it would be a really fun video for you guys to take this journey with me. So we're gonna make some first patch today. I'm gonna talk a bit about the things that I know already about the 3 modules that I've bought. So without further ado, roll the intro. So here it is, the beautiful modules. I put them in, I think, quite right. And as you can see, we have the plates, then we have the quad VCA over here, and then the micro jack down here, which you can't see that well, but it's just being hooked up to my Ableton and my computer. So instead of trying to tell you guys all about how does it actually work and what does all the individual modules do, I think it's much more fun, because I'm not that good at this kind of stuff, to like show you guys how I approach making a little patch with it. Because there are a lot of YouTube videos from guys like Vit, I believe that's his name, has great videos going in detail about, for instance, like the plaits, and I believe he has also a video about the quad VCA. But for now, I'm just gonna do this a little beginner tutorial about at least how I go about it. So what we need to know right now is that we have the sound source, which is the plaits, which goes into the quad VCA, which then goes into my output. And basically we have sounds, we have volume control, and we have output. So let's try to make something. Let's start with the plaits. As you can hear, oh, one thing I forgot to mention, really important, what goes in must go out. So you have an out and you have an input. Go from the out to the in, and then again from the out to the in. Then nothing should break. So let's try that. So we have here the output of the plaits. So this one has actually 2 outputs. It has an auxiliary output as well. So we're going from the out from plaits into the input of the VCA. And since it's not so nice color, let's put a red color there. So we're going out from the quad VCA into the input of the micro jack. And we got sound. It's a really beautiful sound, but we got sound, which is, I think, really cool. It's my first real modular experience. So now the great thing, and one of the reasons why I bought the plaits, is because you have all kinds of different algorithms where they can work with. So we have, for instance, like the green ones are so as you can hear all kinds of different sounds. And the great thing about this is that you're not thinking about numbers right now. I'm not thinking about the key, I'm not thinking about the BPM. I'm just thinking about what can I try to achieve to make? With the plats we have a few things we can tweak. We have the frequency, which speaks to itself as like the height of the note. Those values can also be adjusted to make it go like 6 octaves up or 5 octaves up, whatever you want. I really like to just play around with it. And what I really like is that you don't necessarily know what you're doing actually, but it's just so much fun to just play around. Now I only have like put in 2 patch cables. We're just going through the ropes of getting from the sound source to the sound attenuator and then going into the output. There's one little trick that I really like in this one, that you can manipulate the Plats plugin itself while going from the auxiliary into, for instance, like the timbre or the morph function. So let's try that. Let's take the green one. So we go from the auxiliary into, for instance, like the morphing one. Let's see what it does with the timbre one. Now, it's still, you might be thinking, well, that sounds just like shit and bleeps and blobs. But I really like that this is just only one patch. And I'm now already thinking about the next modules that I want. For instance, like a filter or a reverb or a delay to really bring this into space. But now I'm making music with the things that I have, which I really like to just play around with it. Bring back the joy of just not knowing what you're going to start and just picking it up as you go. For instance, like this one, this little patch that I have here, like when I play with the timbre, I really hear like some sci-fi kind of sounds when I would add a reverb, when I would add some distortion and put some filtering in. But now I'm only having this kind of motion. Let's explore some different sounds. What do we have here? Oh, this is actually great. This is the chord function, so you can make some chords. Actually really crazy that it's just one module which can already do so much. And there's also a really cool like voice thingy. Oh. Let's see if we can hear some voices. Let's make it a little bit lower on octave so it's not too... Now, I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, I could tweak these stupid knobs the whole day if I had the time. Let's see, we have some little noisy stuff as well. So there you have it, my first step into the world of modular synthesis and in the world of Eurorack. I'm really excited for what the things that I can do with it. Really excited to explore the sound design possibilities, to run my own tracks and my own melodies via MIDI into the Eurorack and really see what kind of sounds I can come up with and really make my music evolve through time. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and it's only gonna get better from now on. I'm gonna learn a lot more with it. I'm gonna hopefully get to be able to buy some new modules soon as well. I think the first one that I'm gonna purchase is a filter and perhaps a MIDI thingy where I can just sequence MIDI before actually getting a sequencer inside Eurorack. But that's all from me this week. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what I do, hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.